Now, let me get into the message. Dark goddess wisdom is not something that is evil or wicked or bad. It is wisdom that gives you power to be your full self, your authentic self, even under pressure, even if no one else around you can see the world through the lens in which you view the world. Stop explaining to people why you believe what you believe, who cannot hear you. Stop desiring people to see you who cannot see themselves because they are buried under their own trauma and they prefer to take the blue pill in the morning and exist in a reality that's comfortable for them. We must not pull other people out of the false matrix womb of the 12, 13, 20 frequency we're shifting into, because the 1260 frequency is the artificial womb time matrix. That is the loop of trauma and trauma and trauma and trauma. Every lifetime, you never remember the past life, and you are too locked into rules that were given to keep us in spiritual concentration camps to be free. See, it is not for us to choose who is pulled from the artificial womb of the matrix. Okay, that's the first thing. I need you to remember that. Stop explaining. Don't over-explain anything to anyone. It's not necessary. Some things don't need to be explained. They just need to be understood. Sometimes that takes time. So conserve your energy by not sharing information, explaining, or trying to make people see and hear you. It would only make you feel worse. Shift your energy to being anchored and grounded in the consciousness and the person you are developing. And you will attract people who will be open to hear you, who will appreciate your perspective. This is how you increase your value. Some of us know how to make sure the value of our vehicle and our home does not depreciate, but we have yet to learn how our value of ourselves must be managed. I know people that clean their car out every week, do not miss a week, and if a little bitty mess gets in it, they're getting it out of there immediately. Why aren't we like this about our temples, about our mind, body, and spirit? Why do we allow toxic negative emotions to circulate within our mind and our body? Why do we allow people to mistreat us and we never speak up or say anything? Are we afraid that if we speak up, they may not love us anymore? If not speaking up is the condition in which you must exist in to be loved, what you think is love may be pseudo-love. And that's okay. We're learning, we're awakening, we're growing. The movie Soul was about humanity. We got lost. We got lost in everybody else's belief systems. We got lost in mind control programming of MK Ultra accomplished through the splitting and fragmenting of consciousness from repeated trauma. Just to be born on this planet, you have trauma from your past lives that you're feeling today. This is why I tell people, hell, in which the way we incarnated, we fell to hell. We fell to earth. This is hell. And we are here to learn to construct our own personal heaven. We're here to learn how to transmute trauma into treasure. We are here to learn how to love every aspect of ourselves, to change our mindsets, to support the affirmations we've been speaking from our mouth, but have yet to walk and talk in our ways. This is what we have been called to do. But to do this, your cup must be full. If you feel lack, if you don't feel like you're good enough, if you struggle with low self-esteem, confidence, intrusive, negative critical dialogue in your mind, that is the impact of trauma. There's no reason to judge it. If you have coping mechanisms that you know are not the most beneficial, could be something you're addicted to, someone you're addicted to. Some of us are addicted to being in relationships because we need someone else to love us because we don't know how to love ourselves. That's an addiction, right? And everybody on this planet has something. I have not been able to get rid of that black and white thinking in that area because every human that I've crossed paths with has something that they're weak to that may or may not be beneficial for them. And addiction just means you need that thing to function, right? Some of us, it's just a cup of coffee. Some of us have addictions that may be more devaluing of our self-worth than others. And so as you discover who you really are, and as you are embarking on this journey with us, with Remnants Gathering, with the New You Mystery School, with the Dark Goddess University, we are birthing new consciousness. We are expanding our state of awareness beyond anything that we could believe possible. When we all come together, when we all have sacred energy exchanges together, and we equally make an investment for something that we claim we believe in, which is a new earth, a better way, a higher consciousness, 5D dimensional love, a new paradigm. There is a sacrifice that must be made to do this. And for some of us, that sacrifice is not to seek whatever it was that made you feel better, that was coming from something outside of you. You're being challenged to find it within you, or allow a new path to be revealed to you, to have that need met, to have that void filled. You are more than enough. Everything that you need is inside of you. And if you do not have what you need or want, you can attract it into your reality by shifting your mindset. Anthony DeMello is one of my favorite writers, and he talks about how he noticed that a lot of people don't really want to change. They just want their wife to change. They just want their husband to change. They just want their kids to change. They just want their money to increase, and then they'll be happy. But it's not true. Happiness doesn't come as a result of those things changing. Happiness is something that happens first. And as a result of happiness, the seed of that happiness produces a flower, and that flower will extend out into your life. And by you being the point of attraction for that happiness, based on the law of attraction, you will create more reasons to be happy, and more things will come into your reality that give you happiness and joy. But first, you must cultivate, conjure this vibe inside of yourself. How do you do that? Isolating your mindset. When there's a trigger or a negative loop that you notice, or a behavior or pattern that you are ready to release, that's when you pull out the AAA tribe, our A team. For those of us who are a little bit older, I stopped using A team because I said, oh my goodness, we do have a lot of young people now. People are like, what is the A team? Where does that come from? It sounds familiar. So yeah, I loved Mike T as a kid, and he was like a hero to me, you know, seeing this big black man save people. So that's what the A team is. But now it's just the AAA strategy, aka the A team. Okay, so AAAs, which is your awareness first. You've become aware of this thing about yourself, right? And then acceptance. Okay, can I accept this about me? It don't feel good, but let me just sit with it and work on accepting what I have discovered about myself within the shadow aspect of who I am, right? And the third stage is the alchemy can begin to happen once you start taking action to move in a direction that you desire to go, right? And so by doing this, you are pulling yourself out of the 3D matrix of control of your consciousness. And it's not always going to be easy. Some days will be harder than others because your third eye is open. And so you can see the detriment of some of the things that people around us and even you do every day. And you can see it's not beneficial for you in the long run. Live as if you know that there is enough love, wealth, health, abundance, connection, true intimacy, and unconditional love, radical self-acceptance. There is enough of that inside of you right now. You just need some help accessing it, activating it, becoming awakened to it so that it can arise in you. And this is why I've been led to do this message today, because I realize that we depreciate